Swole nor
The sun
muff.
is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Yay. Yay. Testing, 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 testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1194 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, busters, hustlers, and hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio and Papa Swolio, and we're here. Oh my goodness, look at that sexy beach. Yeah, what's going on, mama? What's up? What's good? What's going on, fam? Welcome to this episode of the Slamcast, episode 1194. What is good, JCP, Jesse, Lisa? What is good on Instagram? YouTube, of course, at Daily Swole Podcast. If you're watching on Instagram, go over, catch the live over on YouTube at Daily Swole Podcast. For the cam, for the questions, for the high quality audio and everything, go check it out. Daily Swole Podcast on YouTube if you want to participate. What is good? She's not having it. I know. She's not having it at all. She's like, I just want to be as far away from the camera as possible. Look at you, sexy girl. I can zoom. Don't go over there. Don't you go. There you go. All right. Okay. You want to stay on the pillow? You want to stay on the pillow? You want to stay on the pillow today? Let me get you a little bit. Let me get you zoomed in. There we go. All right. If you want to be sexy right there, you can be sexier. Yeah, you're a cutie pie. You're a cutie pie. What's good? What's good, fam? All right, how we doing, Instagram? What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what up, fam? Facebook, how we doing? I hope you got your pump on today. Today is episode 1194. We're talking about strength. I got my little tank top on so you can kind of see. The nips are kind of coming through. Look, here's the thing. If I don't wear a shirt, the nips can't poke through anything. So it's cold in here right now. I got the air like on 67 or 68, and I'm like, whoo, I even forgot to go out without a shirt on. It's like when the air is fucking cold, when it's cold as shit, I want to wear a shirt. But sometimes I just get so hot. I'm so fucking fired up. I just got to whip it off. I usually don't have a shirt. When you live in Florida and everything is fucking hot all the time, you don't want to wear a shirt either. Everyone always asks me, how come you're wearing a shirt? How come you don't wear a shirt? It's because it's fucking 95 degrees all the time. Why would I want to wear a shirt? Why would I want to? Why would I want to when my nips are sweaty? Who wants sweaty fucking nips? It's not becoming at all. No one likes that. No one's down. 103 degrees in California. I guess it's fucking hot everywhere. Well, let's welcome everyone to the show. If it's your first time catching the podcast, the Slamcast, welcome to the podcast. We do this every fucking day. And, today is no different. We got many episodes in the books and we got many more coming. Today, we're talking about strength. So let's just jump right into this episode. Let's just jump right into this topic. Strength training. What are you doing? What are you doing for your strength training? I've been getting a bunch of questions. I field a lot of questions from Instagram particularly. And of course, on Ask Papa Swolio here on the main YouTube channel at Swolenormous, we do the Ask Papa Swolio episodes, and got another one coming, by the way. So because I get so many DMs, because I get so many questions, there's certain ones and certain themes that tend to repeat themselves, that tend to be like, okay, more common. So it stands out in my mind and it starts like, okay, I need to discuss this on the podcast because everyone's talking about it. Everyone's asking me. So it must be something that a lot of you have questions about and you want more answers on. And I got one question. I answered it in the pre-roll, but it was about compound exercise and compound lifts. So let's first define, or how I'm going to define compound exercise. A compound movement is a multi-joint movement. A compound movement is something like a bench press. A compound movement is a squat. A compound movement is a deadlift. It's a multi-joint exercise, and it's usually designed for strength. It's designed for motor unit recruitment. It's designed for motor unit synchronization. It's designed for a peak force output. So you're trying to move a lot of weight, which is why when you do max sets, people don't do max sets with dumbbells really. You don't see them in competitions. There's a reason for that. You can't standardize a dumbbell press because you could rotate the weights, you could drop the elbows in. There's so many factors. If you normalize a testing, just like the SATs, that's what these powerlifting federations are, whether you can wear a belt, whether you can wear a suit, whether you can wear straps, whether it's assisted, whether it's blah, blah, blah. Every federation for powerlifting has different regulations, but it's all done with the bar. It's barbell bench, it's barbell squat. You don't have like, I'm sure there's competitions out there, but you don't have, okay, dumbbell bench press for a world record. It's too many things to control. It's just not consistent and it's not safe. When you start going towards strength training, you want your training to be more and more regulated and controlled. Anytime you have control is a good thing. We forget that control is everything. We don't want to over control. We don't want to over scrutinize. We don't want to over count calories, all this stuff with intuitive eating. And I'm being more vocal about it because I myself, it's kind of funny because I don't count my calories, but the reason why I don't is because I have a lot of experience and I've done it for so long. I can eyeball things. It's experience. It doesn't mean that people with addictions should be intuitively eating. It doesn't mean that that's a good option or that's like a viable alternative to being aware of what you're consuming. We have to retrain ourselves. And the same thing goes with strength training. We need to make sure that we are applying our same consistency, our same approach to any type of adaptation to our training the same way we do our nutrition. Anytime we can control the situation, we're going to be safer. If you're doing a maximum effort set, you want it to be as controlled as possible in terms of safety precautions because you're pushing so close to your limit, maybe over your limit if you're trying to go for a 1 rep max, for example, like real strength training, then you're going to want to be in a situation where you're protected. You don't want to have a lot of extra moving parts. You don't want to have a lot of isolation. It's too much for one joint. You don't go max reps on a bicep curl. You don't go max reps on a concentration curl. You don't go to max reps on, or like a max, like a 1 rep max is what I mean. Not like 8 reps to failure, but you don't do like a 1 rep max for a preacher curl with an easy curl bar. That just sounds stupid. You wouldn't do it. It's not something that you would do. So what we need to remember is that compound exercises have their place. It's a tool, and compound exercises are great. I think compound exercises are important. I do compound exercise. I do bench press. I do deadlifts. I think those are all very important things. What I want you to avoid are doing compound exercises only or isolation exercises only. Okay. They both have their places. And the question that I got specifically that I answered in the pre-roll that I want to kind of go into a little bit more. So if you don't listen to the podcast, you didn't get that question, but you can always listen to it later. This, I think it was a girl, she asked me about, should I do compound exercise every set? Should I do compound exercise every single set? Or every single exercise, every single workout? And that's not the right question. If you're doing a compound exercise every single workout, why are you doing it? Why would you do that? What's your experience? What's your training goal? What's your what training segment or what training style are you doing right now? What's your experience in terms of what has your body been doing currently? What has your body done in the past? And what do you want the outcome to be? Because when you do training, when you do intense strength training, when you're trying to build muscle or build strength, you need energy. You're not in a cutting phase. We've been talking a lot about nutrition and cutting and managing caloric intake and not worrying so much about the macros, focusing on the quality, being aware of your total caloric intake so you're not just fucking eating blindly and putting on weight. These are all conflicting. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but these are all conflicting conversations. And I'm trying to cover a lot of bases because all these thoughts are popping up in my head as I'm verbalizing this. A lot of our goals and the reasons why we chase strength and compound movements, we chase strength because we associate strength with building muscle, which is and is not true. It depends. And we confuse aesthetics with strength. We confuse all these different goals. And they're very conflicting. A lot of times it's very, very conflicting. A lot of times if we're doing strength training, that's not ideal for maybe our aesthetic physique. And if you do bodybuilding, that might not be optimal for strength training. And if you're trying to look better and you're doing heavy 1 rep maxes trying to get stronger, it's like, well, what do you actually want? What do you actually want? What do you actually want to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? What is your goal? What is your goal? So put that in the comments right now. What is your actual goal? And let's have a discussion. If you have any questions about your training program, because I'm going to keep on talking about this subject for this episode. So as long as they are on topic, I can address some of these questions. Is your exercise selection? That's what it's called. It's an acute variable. Your exercise selection, whether or not you choose a pull-up, whether or not you choose a dumbbell row, whether you choose a barbell row, whether you choose a deadlift, whether or not you do deadlifts on leg day or back day. These are all called exercise selection. It's an acute variable. It's a variable of training. And a variable means something that you change. It's something that you adjust. So when you go to a workout today, for example, I did back, some shoulders, I did some biceps today, some forearms, some calves. I did a bunch of different things. And I didn't do a lot of volume, so I did a bunch of different things, kind of like some accessory work, and I did some basic movements. I'm doing yoga tonight, like I mentioned, and I've been talking about my podcast. My priority is mobility and yoga, so I'm kind of going to dust off the shells, stay moving, stretch out a little bit differently. I didn't feel like doing heavy barbell rows or anything. I just felt a little stiff. I just wanted to do some lat pull downs and some other things that I haven't done recently, so I felt good. But that's my selection. That's my exercise selection. So I chose those exercises. That's my choice in the moment today. That's called an acute variable. So in the moment today, on a Tuesday, I could decide, do I want to do barbell rows? Do I want to do pull-ups? What order? These are all different variables because I could choose 4 exercises. Cool. That's my exercise selection. Well, what's the exercise order? It makes a big difference. I think we can all agree if I do deadlifts first and then pull-ups and then barbell rows and then cable rows, or I do cable rows first, then I do pull-ups, then I do barbell or dumbbell rows, whatever I just said, and then deadlifts last. Huge difference in that workout to finish with deadlifts or to start with deadlifts, even if you don't even change the exercises. So this is an example of program design. This is an example of that muscle confusion that was popularized by P90X. Everyone's changing their workouts so much. If you take the same 4 exercises and just change the order night and fucking day, your whole entire workout changes. Your whole entire stress upon your body changes just by changing the order. Not even changing the exercises, it's just swapping around the exercises. If you know you have deadlifts last, you're going to be doing more high rep deadlifts. That's going to be a lot of pre-exhaustion. That's more advanced to maintain form after you're already fatigued and you're worn down a little bit. You're going to be hitting muscles a little bit differently. That's a huge difference to do deadlifts last. That's a whole different mindset. You're obviously not maxing out. You're obviously not making all your fucking results on deadlifts. That's not your priority in that workout. You see how that's a huge difference? Do you see how that's a massive, massive, massive difference for just the stimulus on your body? And that's not even changing the exercises. That's not changing the rest periods. That's not changing the time of day in which you train. That's not changing your goal. That's literally taking the same shit you're already doing and shifting around the order. Completely different workout. So before you start worrying about, should I do compound movements in every set? I think compound movements, especially if you're trying to build fundamental strength and fundamental mass, you're just getting deeper into fitness, into lifting weights. Compound movements should be like meat. It's a staple in your diet. It's your main course. A compound movement is great. And you don't have to do a lot of compound movements. Again, it depends on your goal, but think about a chest workout. How many different types of a fucking barbell bench do you need? You don't need to do incline, flat, and decline. Do a flat bench or do an incline bench. Like that's a compound movement. I usually recommend doing the most important lift for you at the beginning. For me, I would never, ever, ever, I shouldn't say never, ever, I have, but rarely would I do deadlifts at the end. I wouldn't do high risk exercise. I just wouldn't really do deadlifts at the end. If anything, it would be high repetitions. It would be kind of like a burnout. It would be really squeezing and kind of fatiguing. It wouldn't be to failure. There's certain movements where you don't want to go to failure for high reps when you're fatigued. If you're doing deadlifts at the beginning, it's your first set, your first exercise, and depends on your experience, but you want to be very careful going to failure with these high risk exercises, especially if you're doing deadlifts at the end of a workout and you're already fatigued. It just makes more sense to err on the side of caution. And one of the reasons why I've been successful, and I view myself as being successful, not from a business standpoint, not just, oh, you have a good physique, but I really judge my success in the gym with the minimum or like with the very rare occasions where I've had pain, injury, just issues with my physical body. like, strained muscles or something hurts or a little inflammation, I'm really always mitigating this with yoga. I'm mitigating it with extra rest. I'm always aware of this, and I'm erring on the side of caution. I beat my body up. Could I beat it up more? Sure. But we all know what happens when you do more high risk, high impact, high fucking stress. Eventually something's going to break. Eventually you're going to have pain. Eventually you're going to have something that sets you back. And one of the biggest things that I see from my brief experiences with any kind of injury, we'll call it an injury, something that pulls me away from doing my normal routine. And all the questions I get, injuries are one of the worst things that can happen because you feel good, you're not sick, you might be getting great results, or you think you are, and like you're on a roll, and all of a sudden you have an injury, and then bam, everything's off. Everything changes. All of a sudden you can't train. All of a sudden you can't lift. All of a sudden you can't crush it. All of a sudden you can't squat. All of a sudden you can't bench press. All of a sudden you can't curl. All of a sudden you have to pump the brakes and literally come to a screeching fucking halt simply because you got hurt, maybe didn't warm up enough, maybe you progressed too much, maybe you didn't recover enough. Literally, recovery and sleep and repair is probably the most important thing that you can possibly fucking do. What is more important than being consistent? What's more important than being consistent in the gym? What's more important than being able to go? Just giving yourself the chance to go. Giving yourself the chance to go. Giving yourself the opportunity to be consistent. So today I went and I posted on Twitter and I shared it on Instagram and Facebook. I didn't feel like going today. I was up super late last night. I woke up a little bit late, felt groggy, felt like I was hit by a truck, felt a little bit out of my routine, was kind of bummed out that I didn't get up earlier. And I'm like, fuck, I need to go and just do it anyway. I went and I had a good workout, had a good pump, did some different things. I didn't go with the intention of crushing it. I just went to do the things I need to do to keep on my routine, and I feel good. I'm glad I went. I did something. I did it. I'm going to yoga tonight. Like, it worked out. It was better than nothing. But that opportunity, giving yourself and giving myself the opportunity to go to the gym, to be consistent. I have to give myself the opportunity to do it. And all I got to do is get in the car and fucking go. I need to fucking go. I need to fucking go and do it and give myself that opportunity to be consistent. And consistency is everything. If you get hurt, you can't be consistent. If you get hurt, you can't go to the gym. If you get hurt, you have to rest. And you might not want to rest. How much would that suck if you couldn't go to the gym? You weren't really allowed to go to the gym because you have an injury, but you want to go. You feel good. You were on a roll and, oh man, it's frustrating. It's demoralizing. And that can set someone off from getting results for months. It can really set them off psychologically. And it's really hard to stay psyched up and fucking amped up for that return because it's a long, slow progress. So one of the most important things to do is to avoid getting injured in the first place. And how do you do that? Proper program design. Compound movements are fine. It's a tool. A bench press is a tool. A deadlift is a tool. A squat is a tool. A bicep curl is a tool. A triceps rope extension is a tool. There is no bad exercise. There's just bad programming. Maybe lack of effort. I can't control what you all do in the gym. I can't control whether or not you fucking get a good pump. I could give you a great workout. I'll give you a workout that I did today and everyone will be like, oh, cool. You might go, I don't really like it too much. Well, you probably didn't train hard enough. You probably didn't go hard enough. You probably didn't push to failure. I can't control how you execute the workout. So it's one thing to say, go work out. It's one thing to have a gym membership. It's one thing to go through the fucking door. It's one thing to sit on the bench. It's one thing to warm up. And it's one thing to do a bench press. And it's another thing to do it right, do it hard, it all matters, the application. And there are 100,000 different variables that can be the determining factor of whether you get a great workout, whether you're building muscle enough, whether you're breaking down muscle enough. There's so many factors, and that's only when you're in the gym. What about when you leave? Sleeping, recovery, stretching, consistency, anything you can do, anything that you can do to stay consistent is probably going to be good for your training. I mean, what are some of the things that can help you be consistent? Here's why I even loosen the reins when people are saying, like, well, what do you think about pre-workout? I don't like to dabble with pre-workout, maybe natural ones, maybe just active ingredients without all the artificial shit, black coffee, whatever. But if you love a pre-workout, look, I'm not here to demonize all those things. I just want to bring to your attention that a lot of these chemicals and the way they fucking spike supplements and the way that the legal aspects work, where they don't have to tell you what the fuck is in it, they can lie about studies. If you're taking that and you're going to the gym and that's keeping you consistent, like if you take it like, well, I have to go to the gym now, I'm gonna get fucking amped up. It's probably benefiting your health more than it's hurting you. I just think you can do it more naturally. Most people need pre-workouts, for example, because they're chronically exhausted. They're not eating properly. They don't feel good. They have too much stress. They feel fucking zonked out. So they fucking shoot up like, oh, and they rage like, I'm going to the gym. A lot of times you'll take a pre-workout and be like, well, I just took it. I can't just sit around now. I have to go to the gym. So you'll drink it just to preemptively almost force yourself to go. Well, I drank it. Now I have to go. But if what was the alternative? I'm just saying, let's say if you didn't take that pre-workout, you wouldn't have gone. I mean, you took the pre-workout and went. Maybe it's actually going to be a net positive for you if it's actually getting into the fucking gym. I would really recommend you focusing on getting better sleep and others for sources and forms of amping yourself up rather than just sucking down tons of chemicals all the time. There are better solutions. You can get the active ingredients. You can make it yourself. You can get stimulant free. You can get less fillers. It tastes like shit, but that's my point, right? I mean, if it's getting you in the fucking gym, it's not completely devilish. I'm not endorsing it. That's why I don't have like, oh, take this kind. I just want to expose your thoughts to it. Like, oh, read the fucking labels. Think about what you're doing. My point is, if it's getting into the gym, it's probably a net positive. I think we can probably agree on that. It's getting you in there. All right. There are probably healthier ways to get to it, but at least it's getting you in. Just saying. A lot of people do that. A lot of people subconsciously use supplements for that purpose. They know that if they're spending money on supplements, if you buy these things, you're going to go. I got a new yoga mat and I'll sign up. Let's say I'll sign up for, let's say you get unlimited sessions, or those of you that are members of Swolenormous X, you sign up for the annual and you commit. You purchase something, you purchase some type of equipment, you purchase some type of a program, a membership, you join a community, you get an X amount, so you use it. There are certain things that you can use in order to motivate yourself and inspire yourself to be consistent. So if I got a new yoga mat, it's like, well, I'm going to fucking use it. I spent $100 on this thing, or $50 or $1,000, doesn't matter. Like, I'm going to use it. Sometimes you have to fucking go in. You have to put something on the line. If I get a new camera for the live stream, if I get new lights and new this, like, I'm going to fucking step up my game. So it's kind of like it pushes me to step my game up. And that's what a pre-workout can do, or that's what a financial investment and a commitment. It's whatever it takes to commit and discipline yourself to being consistent. Anything that keeps you consistent is going to generally be a net positive. I don't see how many, I'm trying to think right now because there could be some glaring one that's a negative. If you have any other things you want to fill in and put in the comments, YouTube peeps, Facebook peeps, I don't know if there's a negative on that. As long as it keeps you consistent. As long as it keeps you consistent and it keeps you fucking healthy, there's always room for improvement. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know out there. So we're still learning. But one thing that I've learned from my career and my experience in the gym is you have to give yourself the opportunity to be consistent. If you don't go, you can't be consistent. So even before you're consistent, like, you have to go to be consistent. You might be laying in bed like, oh, I don't want to get up and go to the gym. That's not the consistent part. Go to the gym and then give yourself the opportunity to fucking have a good workout. You'll never have a good workout unless you go. And if you go, sure, some of them won't be that great. So it's not that great. You go again tomorrow. It's cool. That's why it's called repetitions. You go, you get another rep at another workout too. You get to repeat the workout. If you have a bad chest workout, it's okay. You're going to have there's another chest workout coming. So you just get the next one. I went today. I had a good pump. It wasn't anything crazy. I was doing it. I'm like, all right. I just felt stiff. I didn't feel like just going too hard. I had a great pump. I felt good. I'm like, cool. Next time, I mean, I really wanted to work out hard, but I just didn't have that. I didn't have that switch today. Does that make sense? I just didn't have that fucking rage. I was just kind of, because when I have a day that's more compressed, when I have an afternoon workout and I'm going to a class in the evening, I was just thinking about too many things. I didn't want to spend it all and then be tired for yoga and stuff like that. But I did my stuff. I felt good. And then also there's another one coming. It's not that big of a deal. There's another one coming. I hate when I take pre-workout, get to the gym, get started, and someone calls and needs help. Well, just fucking turn your phone off. Who cares if someone calls? They need help. So what? Sorry. Getting my pump on. Sorry. Sorry. Leveling up, training each body part twice a week. I injured my leg on the second week, so I let myself heal, and now I'm back to smashing each muscle group once per week. Well, it happens. Anytime you're increasing the frequency, I think, and that's why I've been trying to be transparent and discuss it, because even though my frequency has been more about adding yoga into my training, it's exhausting. You feel that fucking change. You feel that increase in overload. I felt it. Like all parts of my body are just kind of generally just sore and tight. And it's not like I'm just beaten up and like injured. It's just like the volume is so different than what my body has been used to because I'm doing a lot of doubles. And doubles meaning I'm doing a strength training workout earlier in the day, and then I'm going to doing a yoga class in the evening. And I wasn't doing that for a long time, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna step my shit up, prioritize yoga. And if I get my strength training workout in, cool. If I don't, I'm still doing yoga. So it's pretty much like a yoga every day unless the schedule is really off, and then I'll just do weights or something. But it's important. It's important to expose yourself to new stresses, but also understand that that transition needs to be progressive. You can't just switch and all of a sudden do tons of volume because you're going to get hurt. Just like that, Zach, you can get hurt easily in the first week, in the second week. And it could also happen in the third or fourth week because your body's breaking point. You don't know if you hit that after 2 weeks. Everyone thinks their body adapts a lot quicker. When you change your diet, when you change your training style, everyone thinks all of a sudden, hey, I did that this week. My body's already used to it. Oh, it's going to take a few weeks. It's going to take a few fucking weeks. It's not going to happen overnight. Your body needs time to adapt. That's what an adaptation is. It's okay, here's a stress, but then your body needs time to adapt to that stress. And if it's not exposed to that stress regularly, it's not going to grow. That's why consistent exercise, consistent training applications, doing weights in a certain way, lifting in a certain way, certain reps, certain rest times, being consistent will give your body the chance to adapt. If you're just doing random shit, how can your body adapt? When you're doing random exercises, random workouts, random things without any goals, just doing shit at the gym, total body, this body, CrossFit, group class, running, cycling, you might lose some weight. You might build a little muscle. You might feel better or tired or sweat more, but you're not necessarily going to get any specific results or excel in any one area. You might get better at cycling or swimming or whatever. So you have the same thing with the strength training. It has to link to what you want. And strength training and compound exercise, great foundation, meat and potatoes, in my opinion. That still has to fit your experience, has to fit your goals. So if your goal is to look a certain way, you got to train to look a certain way. It doesn't matter if but I read about strength training. I want to do more strength training and I want to do, for powerlifting. It's like, well, that's not how you get a physique in terms of aesthetics. So what do you want? You can't force one key to fit a different lock. If you want a specific outcome, train for that. Sometimes there's some crossover, but it's like a Venn diagram. There might be some area where, okay, strength and hypertrophy can coexist and can have similarities. But if you're doing 1 rep maxes and stuff like that, that's not the same as hypertrophy. Muscle size is a component of strength, but it's not like it's a different rep scheme. It's a different rest scheme. It's a different volume scheme. It's much different than strength training. You're not doing a set and then waiting for 5 fucking minutes and doing another set, 5 reps. No, that's going to build some strength, but you're not going to get fucking yoked doing that. Can you build muscle? Sure, but it's not optimized for hypertrophy. It's optimized for strength. And like I said, there are parts of strength that will help you for building muscle, but you need to alternate through. That's what a program is. That's what these like macro cycles are. These cycles of training for months at a time where you're going through a strength phase and then you're going back to hypertrophy phase and then and that kind of stuff. But it takes time. It takes months to adapt to a training protocol and to really get the most out of it. That's why when people are, I'm bulking for 8 weeks. Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. You're going to gain some fat and lose some fat. You're not going to gain a lot of muscle in 2 months. People need to go through more of these cycles and focus more on these types of stimuli and these types of approaches. So if you take one thing from this episode, as we go into more questions and stuff, just make sure that what are you doing for training, and does that match what you actually want to happen? Are you training for performance and you really want to look better? They don't always add up. You can't always be lucky and get both. Sonya Blade. You want to blade somebody? You want to Sonya Blade somebody one day. What does that mean? You're going to blade someone? You're going to kill someone? Uh-oh. Don't say that. It probably wasn't enough, Zach. Yeah, you probably just upped the frequency. And it's very hard to up the frequency of training if you're going from 1 time per week to 2 times per week. Think about the difference. You're compressing your training a lot, and that's a lot of change in volume. So it's very easy to go for your second workout in the week and not realize how much volume you're doing because you're already used to doing that kind of volume for once per week. All of a sudden you're doing twice a week. You have to drop that volume dramatically, like in half. Like all of a sudden you're doing a couple exercises, a few sets each, that's it, rather than you're doing 20 or 30 fucking sets. Is it possible for fitness to be both a hobby and a lifestyle? I feel like it's my only hobby. Why do you have to define it? Who cares? I think fitness should be your health. Lifting, yoga, this is all feeding into my life, period. Not even a lifestyle. We use all these different semantics. I use the phrase lifestyle, hobby, entertainment, fun. I don't really care. If you fucking do it, if you're training and you're exercising, you're eating better, you're going to have a better life. You're going to have a better life hands down. If you're looking at it as fun and, I want my fitness to be fun. Oh, this place has better music. I want to go dancing. And you're complaining about not getting optimal results and not having X and Y, Z body. And this is like, well, you're not training like that. Like if you want amazing results, really, if you want amazing results, if you're fortunate enough to love swimming so much and you train hard with it, you're going to get amazing results with swimming, of course. But if you want amazing results, it doesn't take away that's hard work. You can be passionate and love it and work your fucking ass off at it. Or you can dislike it and work your fucking ass off at it. It's going to be better for the person that enjoys it. But enjoyment is only going to take you so far because you're only going to work so hard at doing the things that you enjoy that might be more necessary than the things that you actually truly go for entertainment. So you might love, again, I'll just use an extreme example just because it's going to be the easiest to understand. You might love Zumba more than anything. More power to you. I hope you enjoy it. But if you want a physique and you want to build muscle and you want to lose that fat, you need to be lifting weights and doing a lot more. So no matter how much you enjoy it and wish that would be the only thing that you need to do, it's not going to be. Unless you're happy with the way you look and the way you are, and you're going to plateau hard. You're not going to have an amazing physique. You're going to, you're going to be disappointed after a while. So it's fun. Cool. It's fun. You can have a good time doing Zumba. You can have that can get you in the gym and get you inspired to start lifting weights, give you some more confidence, get you to lose a bunch of weight. If you have a lot to lose, you can lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds probably. If you're really overweight, it's not a high impact. It gets you out and about. Fine. I'm not saying there aren't useful components, but you need to do other things. So that's pure entertainment. You can't force that to give you more results than it will. And a lot of people just try to bang their head against the fucking wall doing the same shit over and over again. Well, how come I'm not getting better results? Because you're not doing things that are going to get you the results that you want. So make sure that what you do in the gym is going to give you the results, at least at some point, if it's structured to get you the results that you actually want to accomplish. Are you trying to get visual results? Are you trying to get performance results? Are you trying to get health results? Like, what's your main thing? And then what are you doing to achieve that? A lot of people are doing performance-based stuff just to feel exhausted, but they're not going to, and they want abs. And it's like, well, that's not how you get abs. Abs are a visual thing. You don't need abs to have performance. I think you'll be more consistent if your workouts are at the same time of day. Julia. I think it's better to work out first thing in the morning. I know Sonya Blades from Mortal Kombat. I didn't know what you meant. Like you just want to Sonya Blade someone. What does that mean? Is that her fatality? Anyway, does it matter if you work out at different times? If you're consistent with your schedule, it's going to be better for you from a consistency standpoint. Because if you're working out at the same time every day and you're always working out at 7 p.m., it's like you're working out every day. If that's what you prefer, fine. If you're working out, you'll have more consistency if you're doing it first thing in the day. The first thing you do when you wake up, if you go to the gym, you'll have more consistency because you're doing your exercise and you're getting that shit done when you are before all the bullshit happens, before things can get out of hand, before someone can call with an emergency, before you get a flat tire, before you start thinking about work, before you have to go pick up your kids. Like if you do it first thing before anything else, no matter what happens the rest of the day, you've had a successful day. That's why I like doing the training first, getting your fitness in. That's why meditation's great first. If you do it as a top priority, nothing can happen the rest of your day to take away from the fact that you got your workout in first. Even if you have a shitty day at work, you're like, I got a good pump on. And you're hungry the rest of the day, you're eating your food, you have your appetite stoked, and you're just in recovery mode. And then you get home and you can foam roll, and it's just a great way to start the day. You feel good, you feel accomplished, you feel like everything you do after you worked out is fueling your body and repairing. You're less likely to go and eat garbage food because you worked out first thing, so you want to fuel it properly. It's a great way to start the day. When do you like to work out? Put in the comments. Do you like to work out first thing in the morning or in the evening? As long as you get it. As long as you do your workout. It's not like, oh, you work out in the evening, you suck. I just think it's better first thing. I don't always work out first thing like crack of dawn, but like when I get up, I try to go right away. And I used to do the Daily Swole first. I'm like, okay, let me do the podcast first, get it out of the way. That way, everyone can get their downloads and I can do that and I can move on to other things. I like to do a subtle change. I do my workout first. That way it puts me at the top of the totem pole. It's like, no, I come before the podcast, my training, I do me, then I'll do this, then I'll do X, Y, and Z. So it's a good way to structure my stuff. I burped. The Loyal Nerd on Instagram. If you have a lot of weight to lose, would you suggest straight cardio? Should I throw in some lifting? You should be lifting primarily, actually. Throw in the cardio after. You should be lifting and then adding in some low, moderate cardiovascular activity. Don't go running. Just do one of those machines or something like that. Just be more active, be more mobile, but lifting and eating properly, sleeping, getting on a good, consistent schedule should be your priority. Throw in your cardio around the lifting. Focus on the lifting first, my opinion, my experience. Lifting. Build lean muscle mass. Build it. Morning for sure. You nailed it as to why. See? Great minds think alike. Every morning at 4 a.m. That's nasty. I like to go at 5 a.m. when the gym opens. I love it super early. The thing about going at 4 a.m., God, everyone's hardcore. The thing about super early in the morning is you have to go to bed super early to get enough sleep. And I usually don't get to sleep super early, but I try to. I can customize my schedule more, but I still like to do it first thing, no matter when that is. Super fucking early. Got some evening people here too. That's good. That's a long question. I'm not going to be able to really process this completely. You're military, so you have physical standards to meet. You're 30 years old. You run 3 to 4 times a week to condition, and on the off days, you do a hybrid strength training and physique building. Does that sound ridiculous? It doesn't. I mean, that's not really enough information for me to give you no, you're running, you're doing conditioning, and you're lifting. Sounds like you're doing plenty of exercise, man. My only recommendation, because I don't really know anything about you and I'm just kind of reading that one sentence on the fly, I would recommend doing some yoga if you're not. Get a lot of mobility in. A lot of military people, they're running in boots and fucking rucking around and jack their cell. Everyone I talk to in the military has fucking back problems or ankle problems or knee problems. So I would add in some yoga and make sure you're getting your active recovery in. What do I think about dates as a health snack? I think it's better than most. High sugar, but it's also tons of fiber. I wouldn't overdo it. It could be something good after a workout or maybe something like a little snack, like you said. Is it true that HIIT cardio is best for burning fat while maintaining muscle? It's just long, slow duration. It's just the process in which your body is going to, I guess, utilize energy. Sprinting, think about sprinters versus marathon runners. That's really the best answer. If you think about short, high bursts of activity, more type 2 muscle fiber action, definitely higher or longer periods of a higher intensity, so more EPOC, more oxygen consumption, energy consumption post-exercise in terms of repairing. So personally, if I do cardio, I'll do it for a warm-up, 15, 20 minutes at the most. And then if I do any kind of cardiovascular training, it'll be like sprints or stairs or jumps or something plyometric. So that's essentially high intensity. That phrase gets destroyed. It's thrown around so casually now. Everything's HIIT training. everything's HIIT training. But if you want to have a sprinter's body, you want to have muscle and be leaner, it's it's explosive activity. It's not running for 20 miles. Do I do a lot of calisthenics? I do pull-ups and push-ups at the gym, but I don't like do like bar work and shit like that. I don't try to do like gymnastics. Thoughts on intermittent fasting? It's fine. My thoughts on it. It's fine. Yeah, I agree. So many. Oh, where'd that go? I agree. That's a good comment. Hold on, right here. That's why so many memes for military, they run off ibuprofen, caffeine, and hate. And ibuprofen's so bad for you. Fucks your stomach up. And your gut biome. Jacks you up. Jacks you up. Do not be sucking down that shit. How much sleep is best? Everyone's different. More is better than less. Consistent sleep is important too. Good stuff. I'm glad. Your flexibility will certainly increase with yoga. Like I got that coming up tonight. Hot yoga. I'm a little bit tight, but I got a good workout in today. So it's going to be a nice little double session today. Nothing too crazy, a little bit of a pump, but I'll come back tomorrow, the next day, and start crushing my lifting again. Just because it's been the new routine, a little bit worn down, so didn't want to push it too hard. The most important thing is, again, it's to not get injured. Push yourself hard, but also listen to your body and make sure you're not overdoing it, because once you get injured, it's a real rough climb. My knees are wrecked from running hills in boots in the Army. Yeah, people get jacked up in the Army. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to serve the country. And again, for anyone that does serve, thank you for your service, current if you're active or a veteran. But it's just, it's I wouldn't say it's like that's not glamorous, but it's people come out banged up, and the care for veterans and stuff in this country is really fucking jacked up. There's a lot of things that need to be improved. But yeah, people that serve, it's like same thing with like high school football. People that play football get jacked up. It's just a lot of contact and a lot of wear. What I recommend for painkillers? Absolutely fucking none. Yeah, if you're taking ibuprofen, that's really fucking not good for you. Google that shit. Fuck no. Avoid ibuprofen as often as you fucking can. Painkillers? I don't recommend anything for painkillers. Eat some good fucking food. If you want to take some vitamins and stuff, fine. But like, get your sleep, eat properly. Yoga is amazing. Meditation, bone broth, great stuff for your joints. For repair, high-fat diets are great for joints. My experience, I feel so much better when I'm eating higher levels of fat. Yeah, turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory, but it's the kind of thing like, oh, you have a headache, turmeric's not going to be like, oh, it goes away. But usually when you have a headache, for example, you take an ibuprofen, it's dehydration. Most headaches are coming from dehydration, not drinking enough water. I think people put a lot of, I'm not saying turmeric doesn't work, but I think people put a lot of stock in like, oh, turmeric's great for, I mean, if you're having chronic pain, it's not like turmeric's going to make it vanish. But yeah, there are a lot of natural ways. Like if you're using all these other aspects of nutrition, it's going to create a nice little profile of type of like anti-inflammatory environment. I use it. You can get turmeric capsules. You can use it when you cook and stuff like that. Going to first yoga session a while because I binge watch everything you put out. And I keep saying, if you don't go to fucking yoga, I'm going to come find you and smack you in the taint. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I'll smack you in the woman taint. I'll just be like, flick. Flick that piece of skin. Go do your yoga. Flick. Smack. Cunt punch you all the way to yoga. Go do it. If you're listening to this podcast, if you're new to the podcast, if you're an OG to the podcast and you're still not practicing yoga, go to fucking yoga class. Go to a yoga class. Do it. You'll love it. You'll fucking love it. You'll love it. You'll love it. Can dumbbell exercises not be considered compound? Yeah, they can. Well, they are. I mean, they're multi-joint, elbows, shoulders. They're compound movements like a bench press, but it's not, it's not necessarily the same compound movements or multi-joint movements. It depends on how you're defining it. and explaining it, because if you're doing it from like a technical standpoint with like sports scientists, you'll use certain phrases, but people take these phrases like supersets and compound sets, and people don't even say compound sets. They just throw around supersets for all different types. So, you know, multi-joint movement. I use the word compound in terms of like a multi-joint. So you're using multiple joints. An isolation movement would be like a bicep curl where you're only using the elbow, for example. And it doesn't mean that the muscles don't have multiple actions around multiple joints. It just means when you're doing one exercise, is it being distributed over multiple joints or, synergistically, or is it a single joint exercise? Kratom. I've never used kratom. I don't even know what it is. I've heard of it. Yoga for pain relief, for show. Marijuana. I saw some videos of people using kratom for pain and anxiety. Well, kratom isn't marijuana, is it? I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it really. I need painkillers for my terrible menstrual cramps. You certainly don't need painkillers. Improving your diet dramatically will help a lot. Stress levels. You don't want to be sucking down painkillers every month. There's going to be more natural remedies, and you don't want to be sucking down painkillers every month. That's brutal. Yeah, CBD or something, I would recommend looking into something like that. You're sucking down painkillers every month, you're going to be in fucking trouble. I eat salmon every day, and everyone asks me how I'm not sick of it, but that shit bangs. Well, good for you. Good for you. You're banging that fish. Salmon bang. I'm getting my kids into yoga with me in the morning, watching off of YouTube. Good shit. Are you supposed to drive your glutes or your hips forward at the top of a squat like with deadlifts? I feel like it's hard to do that without locking out the knees. You're not supposed to do it for deadlifts either. Everyone does that. They over exaggerate. Everyone pushes their hips forward. You're not supposed to push forward. You're supposed to draw in and up. And you try to suck your knees up into the quads. That's how you avoid that lockout mechanism where you snap your knees. You don't want to drive forward. You want to drive. It's not a forward drive. It's a in and up. Hard to explain, but you're not going forward. A lot of people overarch their back at the top because they're going forward, and they just put pressure on their lower back. It's not a good activation. Most people, especially when it comes to deadlifts and squats and stuff like that, most people, this is just a common thing. It's a common thing for ego lifting, even when it's not really intentional ego lifting. People just tend to go heavier than they should on those exercises. People tend to put on too much weight on the bar for deadlifts. Even if they can do the reps, they're not activating the muscles properly. And then the form starts to break down over time. They keep on going heavier and heavier. Then all of a sudden they start doing max lifts, and then their form looks like shit because they never maintained it really. They're not activating the muscles right. And they kind of go up because from an outside standpoint, it kind of looks good. But on the inside, they're not really firing the muscles in the right way. So it exposes over time with either an injury or just terrible form when the weight keeps on continuing to increase. So deadlifts are one of those things. And, what was another thing? What else did you say? Deadlifts and squats are one of those things. People just tend to overdo it and put on more weight than they should, and they lose that activation when they keep on increasing. Burps again. I take a shit ton of Midol for cramps. You ladies go through some serious shit with that. So, yeah, I'm glad that you're all commenting because I don't really have any personal experience. So I'm saying don't take painkillers. I'm sure it's brutal, but it's like, fuck you. But just from an outside standpoint, you don't want to be taking fucking painkillers all the time. Menstrual cramps, eliminate hormonal meat, use clarity sage and lavender essential oils on lower abdomen. Interesting. Papa Swole, opinion of bacon. I love bacon. I eat heritage pork bacon. Super high quality. V-Shred has some good tips on deadlift form. Ooh. If you're looking for a one of those 3-day hospital vacations, V-Shreds is doing a retreat at your local hospital if you want to learn how to do deadlifts. Everyone goes to like Costa Rica or this wonderful retreat. He goes to like the local ER. We're doing a deadlift demo. We're doing a deadlift convention right outside your local ER. That way you're close by when you fucking snap your back from listening to me. Oh, Clary Sage. Yeah, I was just literally reading what you wrote. People on this keto kick, what's your thoughts on this trend? It's a trend like anything else. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. I don't think keto is really optimal long term, like super long term. I think a lot of people are going to find that out, or they do find it out. They do keto for a while. They come back to carbohydrates because what are you going to just do? Fucking eat veggies all the time? Never have a fucking potato? But if you do keto long enough, you can go in and out of keto. You're kind of already doing that anyway. It's not a big deal. A lot of people just go to keto right away. It's very extreme. Going to keto, and most people don't realize this, going to keto is very similar to going vegan. And it's similar in the sense of you're going extreme. Vegan is, of course, you're getting rid of all animal products and blah, blah, blah. But you're getting rid of all carbohydrates pretty much. I know you're still eating some. You're just not eating impact carbohydrates. So you're really avoiding, like potatoes. You're avoiding breads, pastas, sodas, things like that. You're just eating vegetables, high fiber, and fat, low, moderate protein. So you're really going extreme. And a lot of people just go for keto because it doesn't sound like vegan. Like, oh, I can eat fat, this. And they realize, holy shit, how much of an impact carbohydrates has on their life and how many things you have that have sugar in it. And it's fucking jacks people up. It jacks people up because it's extreme. I did keto before too. I didn't like it for my weight training. Didn't like it. What are your views on the oxalates in vegetables? I don't focus on them. I've heard it before. What am I going to do? Not eat vegetables anymore? What next? It does get to a point when you start having to use the phrase like, well, we're all going to die someday. Like, we don't know all the answers for everything. Here's the thing when it comes to nutrition. There's things that make a lot of sense, just common sense. There's things we still have to research, which is pretty much everything. And there's also the fact that we don't know everything. So there has to be a point where, okay, either we're going to be afraid of everything or we're going to be afraid of nothing. And I think it needs to be a little bit more towards afraid of everything, but more towards the middle of that. You don't want to be just like eating everything, but you need to be aware of what you're consuming. You need to be invested psychologically and intellectually and educationally in what you're eating. But you can't just be like demonizing everything, and you can't be accepting everything. I mean, there's oxalates, there's carbon, there's this, there's that. There's so many different structures of things, and some people are going to react to things differently. Again, some people get lung cancer and never smoke cigarettes. Some people smoke every day, never get lung cancer, officially lung cancer specifically. So what does that mean? Does that mean that smoking's good? Does it mean it's good for some people? I don't think it's good for anyone, but some people are going to manifest these maybe triggers from epigenetics. It's going to fire certain gene sequences. Like there's things like that. There's genetic factors. There's your heritage and maybe your father, your mother, someone had this. Like heart disease is that's a very strong indicator with genetics, but a lot of other things aren't. And when you have your own gut biome and your own individual bacterial profile based on where you were born, your parents, what you've been eating, what you've grown up, your macrobiome and your microbiome, like there's parts of your gut biome that don't change for months or years because of that fundamental structure of your gut and that population. There are things that might change and tweak from day to day or week to week, but there's certain structures of your gut biome that if you change your dietary patterns, it might not change. You might not notice the differences. You might not be really fully switched over unless you're doing this new diet for 6 months or a year or 2 years. Hormones that are damaged or that are fucked up because of diet and lifestyle habits might take years to come back, might take years to normalize. And human beings right now in our society, we're just nowhere near as patient enough to observe some of these changes. We want things right away. We want the answer. Hey, Papa Swolio, what should I eat for this? Hey, Papa Swolio, is this good? Yes, no, and all the above. Like some of these things are maybe bad, or I think they're bad, or I would not eat them myself. It certainly doesn't mean that you can't eat them. Just because I don't eat bread doesn't mean that bread is the fucking devil. It also doesn't mean that you should eat it either. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's good for some people. It's not good for other people. I just don't see the purpose. I don't eat it. I feel great without it. When I eat it, I don't feel that great. I don't have celiacs, but I don't even care if I have gluten sensitivity or not. I just don't like it. I'll eat bread and I kind of feel like, ugh. When I eat a sweet potato, I feel like I'm going to shove my fist up the wait's asshole. I'm going to fuck your world up. So I choose sweet potatoes because I feel better on them from application, trial and error and experience. When I have a piece of bread, I'm like, okay, why did this go in my mouth? When I have a sweet potato, I'm like, I am going to go and rape and pillage every fucking weight that I can find. So I just go complete Mongol. I go Genghis Khan on that shit. Yeah, I just fuck the weights. I go in the gym. I'm literally fucking the weights. They asked me to stop many times. I just can't. I can't. I had my sweet Pete. It's game over. It's too late. Stop me in the kitchen. Tell me I'm wrong, fam. Tell me, yeah, well, damn, you thought you worked out hard. You see what I mean? You don't work out hard until you fuck the weights. It's my new company, Fuck Fitness. Literally, fuck your fitness. Yeah. My gym, the gym that I'm going to create, Fuck Fitness Gym, it's a little bit dirty, a little bit sticky, but well, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on the I'm still working on like the, covering the things with plastic in the gym with plastic, so it's easier to hose down. What we got? We got some. What you doing, mama? Baby girl? Hey. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come to daddy. Yes. Sleepy, sleepy. Sleepy, sleepy. Yes, sexy girl. What's up, brother? What's going on? Don't stop till you get enough. That's right. That's the new gym. Don't stop till you get enough. Go deep and then go deeper. Deep and deeper. Dun, 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 dun. Wall quote. We want a wall quote today? Let me see what we got here. How about this one? Make each day your masterpiece. That's the quote of the day. That's the wall quote of the day. I'm always looking to that side because I just turned. Make each day your masterpiece. Every day is a chance. Kind of talked about that earlier with your workout. You can't be consistent unless you give yourself the chance to be consistent. So you can't be consistent until you fucking go. How would you spell your signature grunt? Just O's. O's of different sizes. Can't wait for some nuts on my chin. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Got some NOC. There's an Ask Papa Swole and there's an NOC coming. And there's more NOC. Yo, this stuff really keeps on going. Every time I feel I feel like, okay, maybe I went too far, they pull me back in. You know what I'm saying? Every time I feel like I made a video, I'm like, okay, maybe I won't rage on this stuff anymore. Maybe I'm done with it, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe I've covered this subject. Maybe I've satisfied the need of the Swolenormous Nation. Maybe I've satisfied enough of X, Y, and Z topic, right? Maybe it's done. And then I see another post. And then I get sent another account. I'm like, you're for real? For real? Like, this is happening? This is what we're going to do? This is what we're going to do? Okay, I'll keep going. I'll keep going with another video. I'll make another one about another person. I'll do it. And it's fun. It's fun. I have a good time. But that's why we have the podcast, because it offsets it with actual information, other psychosis. But we got to talk about some real shit too. We got to talk about some real shit. We got to talk about stuff. We got to talk about your issues. I got to answer your questions. We got to have a conversation. Never be done. No, I'm not done. I'm just joking. But I'm saying every time I'm like, okay, that was good. Let me see. We got some other topics. And it's like another thing. I'm like, fuck, they just won't stop. They just won't fucking stop. Won't stop. Every time I hear you grunt, I think Married with Children and Home Improvement. Home Improvement, the Tim Allen thing. I started doing the, but I mean, obviously he did it long before, but I didn't think of it when I started doing like the gorilla grunting and stuff. And then I remember that was a great show. I'm happy to carry the torch. It's a different application, but I'm happy to, Tool Time. God, what a great show. I'm more than happy to carry the torch. Much respect. Tim Allen, everyone in the house. Married with Children. Geez, I don't know, Peg. Did I see the Fatopia? The director sent me a link. I didn't watch it. He wanted me to promote it, But I'm like, I'm not until I see the thing. But no, I haven't seen it. I really don't want to watch. I don't want to watch it. I'm probably not going to watch it. I know he was talking about it. I was going to make a video like a couple of weeks ago. I just, when am I going to make a video about the title? I didn't see the damn thing. I really don't want to watch it. I'd rather watch a clip and then make a video. I'd rather watch a clip, make a video, just tearing a clip apart. That way I can save myself the time for watching the whole thing. I just don't want to watch it. I don't want to spend an hour or an hour and change watching the documentary. Get the fuck out of here. Maybe I'll make a video and maybe I'll watch Alan's video and then make a video about his video. That way I can save myself some time. Instagram's going to shut off, by the way. So if you want to continue, we're going to be wrapping up soon, but go over on YouTube at Daily Swole Podcast. All right, we're off. Yeah. You can see him rip into skinny privilege. So what was it about? A video about the title. I will. That's what I was going to do. Look, I don't want to do research. If you watch my channel, I'll fucking look at a post and I'll make a video. It's fun. It's satirical. It's parody. It's also true. And I send a message. I'm not going to be I don't have hours to do research on a fucking subject. This isn't 60 fucking minutes. This is nuts on your chin. I'm going to fucking rant and move on. That's it. I'm going to rant and move on. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. What is this? I ain't fucking, what is it? It's not Dan Rather. In your world tonight, this is the breaking news. We've triple, quadruple, quintuple checked our sources. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This is Papa Swole universe. We do our own thing. We create our own reality. Swole acceptance. The director, according to Alan, he was showing, so it was impartial. It sounds like it's biased towards against fat acceptance. Is it like something that's showing how it's real, like legit? So is it supporting both sides? Oh. Well, that's the thing about an argument. There are two sides by default. That's what an argument is. Two people think different things. Two groups have different feelings. I just don't really have, I don't really want to watch here. Documentaries, it's the same thing. All right, this is the same situation like any of these other documentaries, like with food. They're very biased. Like you said, like you were saying, or I didn't watch Alan's video, but he was saying how if the director is biasing it towards, or showing both sides, okay, you could show both sides, but you're still painting it in a certain light. So you're still getting a biased approach. You're getting that director. You're getting the director's approach, which is fine. It's his video. It's his movie. But do I want to watch an hour and a half of someone's biased opinion on something that I'm aware of already? It shows the craziness of the fat acceptance movement. I'm not going to waste my money. Oh, it costs money? I'll get the fuck out of here. I'm not paying for that shit. Waste money? Oh, that's the game changer right there. I was considering, maybe I'll scroll through. Get the fuck out of here. No money is given. Sorry. Done. That was the clincher right there. Cost me money, bitch. Get the fuck. Include that shit with my Prime membership, motherfucker. Include that shit. See, my package is coming. So I'm at that point where I need to upgrade audio cables. Ooh, out for delivery. Sexy. So I have so much electronic shit going around. So much electronics that I'm getting like RF interference. So I'm starting to get hear artifacts through all the metal and all the Wi-Fi and things. So now I'm like, oh, that's why people pay money for cables. When I first did, I'm like, I don't want those cables. Now I'm bzz, hearing buzzing. It's fuck, I need to upgrade. So I'm waiting. Oh, he's coming. Ooh, Amazon's got this thing where if you, you order a package, you can see where they are. It says 2 stops away. So I'm sitting here it's coming. It's coming to daddy. It's coming. Package is coming. It's 2 stops away. He's almost here. Or she, or it, or Z, or Ziz, or whatever pronoun the delivery person prefers. It's coming. Oh, politically correct, Papa. Does your old neighbor? Yes, she still. Well, I didn't pay a dime. It's available with Prime. All right, fine. I'm still not watching it. I thought I had an out. Does your old neighbor still steal the packages? She hasn't gotten one yet. But that's why I'm watching. I'm like, I have like another monitor and I'm watching like the package deliver, like GPS, like I'm homing. And right when that thing gets like fucking around or I hear a knock, I'm out there getting that package. So she would if she's around. I think they were trying to move her to a home. She needs to be, so she's not a threat to herself and to other people stealing my fucking shit. Oh, look at that sexy ass. Mama, what are you doing? Baby girl, what is that? What you doing, mama? Hey, what are you doing? Baby girl. Hey. Hey. Sexy butt. People are trying to look at you. Yes. Yes. Show them your sexy face. My beard is so HD. Damn straight. What's the camera? It's a Sony A6400. And a lens. And another additional lens, but it depends on what I'm filming. I'll do different things. Yeah. That's how you get a good picture. You have to actually use cameras. You can't use the webcams. I used the webcam for a long time, but then I wanted to move the podcast to more visual. I want to do more video. I want to do more guests. I want to do more overlays and stuff like that. So needed to change and upgrade the audio quality, the video quality and all that stuff. HD beard. I love it. It was one of the camera's amazing. It's so amazing. It's so light. You get that package. I will get that package. I'm reloading every 2 seconds. Come on. Come on. Ooh, 2 stops away. I can see that dot. It's so close to my dot. On the maps, it's so fucking close. How old is Papa Swole? She's getting ready for that delivery, damn straight. How old is she? She is like 14. She's like 13, 14. Right, baby girl? Yes, I need to pet you. Am I doing something special for 2000? What do you mean? You mean like episode 2000 or you mean episode 1200? Because we're coming up on that. Something special? Probably not. I'll probably just, I don't know, do like a Q&A where we'll like talk about stuff. I don't know what I didn't do anything special for 1000. I didn't do anything special for episode 1000. I just talked about like where I started from and why I did 3 digits. 2000 is kind of like, I don't think it's a big deal anymore until it gets to, I don't think it's a big deal until it gets to 10,000, like another digit. Okay, you're on episode 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. It's cool. I like having it in the corner. It just goes to show how many reps we've done. Some of you have been here for the beginning. Some of you have been here since the beginning, which is really flattering and humbling. And it's cool to see the names pop up. And some of you, when I see your names pop up, it's different because you might have watched originally on Instagram, then you're coming to YouTube, so your name is different. But some of you are members and I recognize your names. It's cool to see the same people that are here that, man, they've been here since, when I was only doing on Periscope or before when I really, like old school. A couple of people I see come in, they've been there since like the first episode. Welcome, Learning Zarath. Okay, is that your name? Learning Zarath. Maybe that's why you're wearing a shirt for your package. No, I open the door in a towel. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I barely ever wear clothes. This is just because I went to the gym and I'm wearing it already, so I just didn't take it off because it's cold. For 1,200? No, I'm not going to do anything special. It would be like, cool, 1,200, rock on. It's just another 100. We've done this 11 other times when you think about it. We get another 100. I mean, it's 100 days. So every 3 months we get another 100. So it's like another one. Excuse me. It's midnight here. You're tired. Are you in the UK? Your hair care, what products do you use? I kind of answered this question in the latest Ask Papa Swolio because people were asking me about skincare and stuff. I literally use what Mama Swolio has. She's the makeup artist. She knows skin tones and wash here with this and then spray this on and then put this on. And like, I just do it. And plus my diet and nutrition, like everything. Like, and this is not to toot my own horn, but everyone's like, oh my God, your hair, your skin. Yeah, everything's looked better than ever has because she's like, here, use this. And I do. And it's great. And it feels good too. I used to, like in college, like years ago, I had terrible acne, really bad, like in high school and college. Really bad. Like early, like my first year of college or so. And high school was bad. Papa can count. That should be your opening line, that I can count. Oh, yeah. I was into Alan's videos. I'm thankful for YouTube's algorithm for leading me to you. There you go, algorithm. Good shit. Cold in Florida, bring the chill. No, it's not cold. I'm cold because I have the air conditioning on, fucking cold. It's hot as shit. That's why I never wore a shirt, because I wasn't getting good airflow. I got a new, got like a like a month or two ago, got a new air conditioning unit. And now it's like, it was an older building. So like the unit was small and old as shit. So it wasn't producing the air. It wasn't cooling off as much as it should have. So now like it's just fucking cold all the time. I love it cold. I love heat, but I love when I'm cold. I like inside, especially at night, cold as shit. Cold as fuck. Yeah, the best place to catch the podcast is on YouTube. Much better than Instagram. Would I ever have Mama Swole on the podcast? I don't know. Probably. No plans. Trust the diet and Mama Swole. What most people don't think about is how the diet affects the skin. Your skin's a mouth. What you put on your skin is important, but what you're eating, that's what's hydrating and fueling and creating cells and shit. So anyway, we're going off into the woods. We'll get into this in other podcasts, but you guys are great and good conversation as always. Just watch Papa and Alan yell a lot to keep it consistent. Whatever gets you the fucking shit. We're dropping information too, but we keep you entertained. When did I first start lifting? High school. My first time I ever lifted was 13, but in high school. And for those of you that aren't familiar, we do full-blown Q&As on Sunday. So every Sunday is pure Sunday Funday Q&A. And you could also ask your questions in my Instagram stories when I post those question stickers. But until then, fam, and we might do something. I don't know what you'd want for 1200. I don't know what you'd want for episode 1200, but yeah, it's coming. Hey, 1200 is going to come and then it's going to go. And then it's going to be like next. Anyway, tomorrow is episode 1195, so make sure you're subscribed. Go check it out. Oh, and if you want some little clips, here's a great channel. Another channel we got. So got Swole Enormous, got the Daily Swole podcast live stream. I would appreciate if everyone watching here, if you're not already, it's in the associated channels. Go click and subscribe to the Daily Swole Clips channel. So if you love the Daily Swole podcast and you might not catch every episode, we have a Clips channel where you can catch little snippets, 5, 6, 7, whatever minutes of highlights from the podcast. So go subscribe and check out the Daily Swole Clips channel. There's a bunch of vids up there and more every day. So go check that out and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll have some links and stuff in my Instagram stories. But if you're loving the podcast, you like watching, go and check out the Daily Swole Clips channel. Support us over there. And I'll see you all tomorrow for episode 1195 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.